Walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect yours.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. You know, as small as that is, that was a lot of 12 ounces of Gatorade. Wow, that's a lot of liquid in that little bottle. Anyways, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for clicking on today's video. I know it's been a little while since I've posted. I've been awful busy lately. I had a couple things going on. Family was in town, things of that nature. But finally, we're back, and we've got some more ideas for videos. But first, before we talk about today's videos, I want to say thank you to RPM Hydrographics for sending me out a decal that I get to put on my car, just because they're a new upcoming company and they want someone to promote their business. So quick show of what that is. Here's the instructions. Obviously, I'm not going to go through those now. That'll be in a different video. It's pretty straightforward for decals though, so if you've installed one. And then just a quick peek here. You can kind of see what that is. Take a guess where it's going to go. It'll be pretty big and pretty awesome. So I'm super excited for that. Thank you again, RPM Hydrographics. I will link them down below this video, and I will also do another video talking about them and how to install their decals. But today what I want to talk about doesn't concern any decals, really doesn't concern tires, brakes, any of that. What it does concern though, is it concerns Dodge as a whole, the company. As we all know, they were bought out by Stellantis, and unfortunately or fortunately, it could go either way, we don't know yet. It could be a good or bad thing, because right now the V8 muscle cars, the Challenger, the Charger, pretty much Dodge's signature vehicles, including the Durango, is all in question right now. The future for it is unknown. I believe they announced through 2022 they will be producing Challengers, Chargers, etc. But as far as 2025, I don't think that'll be the case anymore. I'm not sure we'll be having Challengers, Chargers, and Durangos produced in 2025. So that's only a few short years away. What I think we will be seeing is either some form of a hybrid vehicle, or we'll be seeing all electric vehicles coming from Dodge in their performance line. I think that's a bunch of crap, frankly. If you look at it, building a battery for a car causes more carbon emissions than a car does in its entirety of its lifetime when you're driving it. Now, granted, you know, there's big diesels out there and people could be screaming, you know, oh, that diesel's, you know, polluting the air or whatnot. Well, have you looked at the factories that make these batteries? Let's start there. They're polluting the air and making the batteries. And then to go one step further, how come we haven't talked about what you're going to do with the battery after it's done? Because a battery, once it's used, becomes not radioactive, but it becomes a chemical waste. It becomes a hazardous chemical waste that you have to get rid of. And what are we going to do? Just start dumping them in the ocean? I mean, that's been our biggest waste pit for years, so let's just keep dumping it in there and see what happens, right? I think that's wrong. Frankly, they've been recycling engines for years, and people have been rebuilding them. What? You can't rebuild an electric battery. I got a 2005 electric Prius. Well, you can't rebuild the battery on it. You just have to replace the battery. What fun is that? What car person wants to take one battery out, throw it away, or in the ocean, I guess, is what we're going to do with them, and then take a new battery and plug it in? Wow, that was exciting, right? I had so much fun. You know, we've seen it back in the old day. I wasn't alive then, But I know a lot of people talked about it. The muscle cars came, they were around, and then they faded out because of, the lack of gas mileage for them, the lack of practicality for them, the safeness. Safeness isn't a word, but you get what I'm saying. But frankly, modern technology has caught up, and we now have modern muscle cars, whether you're driving a Challenger, Scat Pack, Hellcat, V6, 5.7, whatever, or you're driving a Camaro, the SS, RS. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. It's going to be a sad couple of years whenever these vehicles aren't around any longer, because a lot of people are diehards to them, and the way the world's going is we're just pushing for battery. Everyone wants battery. Yeah, don't get me wrong, the performance is nice from a Tesla. You get in it, press the accelerator, all four wheels spin, you have instant power, instant torque, you get off the line in I think it's like 3.2 seconds, 0 to 60. What fun is that if you don't hear an engine roar? Yeah, sure, we can put a sound in the cab of the vehicle to make it sound like the engine's roaring, but that's no fun. You lift the hood, you got a frunk. Frankly, I don't want nothing to do with a frunk. I like my trunk just fine. Fits plenty of stuff, and I can fit multiple boxes of Twinkies and 3 wheels of cheese back there. No problem. If I got a frunk, then I got to start distributing my weight, so that way all 4 wheels are planted. Anyways, Jeep and Ram are definitely in the best case scenario, right? Jeep's got this new hybrid electric Jeep that just came out. They really haven't put a big engine in a Jeep until just, I believe it's a 2021 model. They have the 392 now, which is the same engine that's in this Challenger in a Jeep. That's like a $90,000 Jeep, but hey, it's got a 392 and it makes an awesome sound when you go down the road. That being said though, they are trying to push their hybrids and electric and all this stuff, so Jeep and Ram are in a pretty solid place when it comes to, merging into this electric decade we're going into, more or less. When it comes to Dodge and Chrysler, oh man, we're not quite there. You see, Dodge doesn't have one lick of electric about them right now. They're dropping Hellcat motors in minivans. If they don't do that, I'll be very angry. I'd love to see a Dodge Caravan with a Hellcat motor. That would be one of the most epic things of, I think, this century. But anyways, continuing on besides that, there's no carbon emissions thought process here. This is just all, they just want performance and power, which I'm fine with, and I'm sure a lot of you guys can agree. That's totally 100% fine. Who cares, right? You're not buying this car to get 30 miles to the gallon. You're buying this car for the performance and the nostalgia that comes with a Challenger. Now, for you Camaro and Mustang fans that may or may not be watching, you're buying your Camaro or Mustang for the performance and the power and the fun of driving one of those cars. They don't necessarily have the nostalgia that the Challenger does because the lack of keeping true to its original form. Nothing wrong with that. It's just what Chevy and Ford chose to do. But I've been seeing pictures on Facebook of people editing, and I believe it's a Challenger Hellcat Red Eye, and they're taking the front and they're taking away all the good stuff about it essentially, and they're putting in this weird V-shaped like cowl, I want to call it, for the bumper, and it's got weird headlights and stuff, and they're calling it the new electric Challenger Hellcat. I don't know. It looks kind of ridiculous. I mean, I can get behind change. I can get behind new stuff, big into technology, drones. You see all the drones in the beginning of my videos. But that being said, we really got to figure something out with this battery versus gasoline motor. I mean, battery produces as much, if not more waste than a regular old gasoline motor, because you have to not only produce those batteries in a factory, but then you have to dispose of them after you're done using them, because they have a lifespan. I don't know if any of you have ever had a battery go out on your car, but the little box thing in there, it's about 20 to 30 pounds. Yeah, those go out. You got to replace them. So what the hell do you think is going to happen when you got a big one of those? Just going to pack it up and put it in my basement, I guess. That's what some people are talking about. I don't know. Do I think the Challenger, the Charger, Hellcat, Scat Pack, all that's coming to an end? Not necessarily. Do I think it's reaching the end of a cycle? Yes, absolutely. I do not think we will be having the same Scat Packs, Hellcats, Hellcat Red Eyes, etc. that we're having right now. I believe we're reaching the end of an era and we'll be merging into something else. Will we see a hybrid? That's a very high potential. I can see Stellantis going to a hybrid. I really don't see them going to an all-electric car. I'm calling it right now. If they do go to an all-electric, some sort of performance car, they're going to go to a new modernized version of the Barracuda, and it's going to be an electric vehicle. So it's going to be like on the same performance level as Tesla, except in a Barracuda body. So it'll be a Tesla-style vehicle with that level of performance in a Barracuda. But I really don't see them taking the Challenger and, redoing the front end and leaving, the rest of it the way it is, because it has been the same for so long. That being said, the Charger, on the other hand, I don't think you will necessarily see the new styles of the Charger go away before the Challenger. I think the Challenger will be the first to go, and they'll be making something else, whether it's still called the Challenger or not. That's to be determined. But I think the Charger body style may hang around, and they may play with that a little bit to put the electric motor in. Because if they put an electric motor in the Charger, it's a newer, updated version of that body style, so it might fit, if that makes sense. But long story short, I just felt the need to talk about the ever-changing era we're in, and going from the lack of gasoline power to the overabundance of electronic power. Something I just want to talk about. And I noticed, for example, on my last road trip I was on, there was multiple Teslas going down the interstate. And that's, it's great, good for them. I'm glad they bought the car they wanted. Nothing against anybody that drives an electric vehicle, except Priuses, but that's for another video. And what I was thinking is, okay, this electric vehicle, what if it runs out of charge, right? Runs out of charge in the middle of, between two small towns in the middle of an interstate, between two major cities. We don't have any vehicles that drive out and boost charge the vehicle back to life. We don't have a supercharged vehicle that has these superchargers on it that shows up and, oh yeah, we'll plug your Tesla in. For example, I went to the Georgia Aquarium not too long ago, probably about a month and a half ago, and we pulled into the parking garage, and out of all probably, 750, 1,000 parking spaces, maybe more, didn't count, there was 12 electric vehicle parking chargers. 12. More and more people are buying electric vehicles. They need to upgrade the infrastructure before they push all these electric vehicles, because I'm pretty sure there was one electric vehicle spot open. So what if little old me, gets in my Tesla, drives to the Georgia Aquarium, shows up, and shit. I just drove, 70% of my charge one way, and I can't plug in anywhere at the aquarium where I'm going because, they don't have the space for me to plug in. So now I gotta either sit here and wait for one of those people to come out so I can then, take over that electrical charging spot for my car. Or I don't know. Maybe I go find somewhere else, but and then it becomes a mess. What if you have 10 people, 20, 30, 100 that do that for a big event? And now you have these electric cars that may not be able to pull away or make it all the way home, in which when they die on the way home because they couldn't charge, then you have your super truck that doesn't exist, go charge them. I have a lot of questions about it. I'd love to talk about it in the comments. If you think anything I'm saying is ridiculous or I'm being naive, feel free to point that out. I just felt the need to say something about it. I haven't made a video in a little while, so I thought this was a good opportunity to do that. And I wanted to update you guys. I am currently working on the video of the surprise that was happening. It turned out to take a little longer than expected, but it's all there now. So I'll be able to get that video produced, edited, and go from there. One last thing, thank you to RPM Hydrographics one more time for the little care package. I will be doing your install hopefully in the next couple weeks and getting that video put out. If you guys want to check out their website, or I think they have a website. If you want to check out their Instagram or website, I will put a link in the description below. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any other videos you want to see me do, or if you have any questions about my car or how I did it, check some of my other videos. I have some instructional videos on how to put stuff on there, take stuff off, that kind of stuff. So if you have any questions about how to install anything onto your vehicle, how to take anything off, or any of the things I did to my vehicle, check my other videos because I have a whole bunch of them showing instructions on what I did, what I changed, and that will be continuously updating as I will be making another one showing you the new decal from RPM Hydrographics that I will be putting on in the next few weeks. Until then, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky.